The Ontario College of Social Workers and Social Service Workers, a presentation geared towards students and new graduates. This presentation is for students for social work or social service work programs and new graduates who are considering whether to apply to the Ontario College of Social Workers and Social Service Workers, which I'll refer to as the college from now on. Ready to take the next step? Join the college. In this video, we are going to give you a roadmap to registration, specifically what regulation means, the college's role and mandate, how the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice and other college resources support your social work or social service work practice, the Continuing Competence Program, how to register with the college, and the value of membership. Professional, ethical, qualified, and accountable. These 4 words describe what the Ontario public can expect from a registered social worker or social service worker. Through their registration with the college, members demonstrate that they are professional and ethical in that they follow a code of ethics and standards of practice. Qualified through their academic qualifications and their participation in the mandatory Continuing Competence Program. And accountable to their clients, to themselves, and to the college. What is regulation? Do you know what is meant by professional regulation? Many people understand why it's important for doctors and nurses to be regulated. The same rationale applies to social workers and social service workers. When clients seek social work or social service work services, they are coming for help at a time when they are vulnerable and in need. Vulnerability creates a power imbalance and the real possibility that clients could be harmed in the course of receiving care and services. The services that social workers and social service workers provide are important, valuable, and necessary. If those services are provided by an individual who is unqualified, incompetent, or unfit, there is a real risk of harm. This is why regulation of social workers and social service workers is so important. How regulation actually happens. For many years now, there has been a collective understanding in our society that regulation is important in order to protect the public from harm from unqualified, incompetent, or unfit practitioners. A public consensus that certain services should only be provided by regulated professionals. Self-regulation is a model of regulation where the government delegates to a profession, or in the case of social work and social service work, professions, the power to regulate its peers. Self-regulation allows a profession to act as an agent of the government in regulating its members. The government acknowledges that the profession has the special knowledge required to set standards and judge the conduct of its members. There must also be support for regulation from within the professions, as regulation defines the practice of the profession, the boundaries within which it operates, and the qualifications required to practice. While regulation typically brings credibility to a profession, that isn't its main purpose. The regulation of social workers and social service workers in Ontario. The college, which is accountable to the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services, was created when the Province of Ontario fully proclaimed the Social Work and Social Service Work Act in 2000. The college is governed by a 21-member council, like a board of directors, made up of 7 elected social workers, 7 elected social service workers, and 7 members of the public appointed by the government. The registrar and CEO is hired by and reports to the council. College staff carry out the business and operations of the college under the direction of the registrar and CEO. Public protection. The college mandate is to protect the public from unqualified, incompetent, or unfit practitioners. The Social Work and Social Service Work Act, or the Act, states that only members of the college can use the protected titles social worker or registered social worker, social service worker or registered social service worker, or their short forms or French equivalents. The Act also requires that anyone who represents themselves as a social worker or social service worker in Ontario must be registered with the college. It's a provincial offense for someone who is not a member of the college to use any of the protected titles or to represent themselves as a social worker or social service worker. The consequences can include a fine of $5,000 for a first offense and $10,000 for any subsequent offenses. The college maintains an online register which can be accessed on the college website. The register lists all registered social workers and registered social service workers in Ontario. Anyone can access the register to see whether the person from whom they are receiving services is a member of the college. The information available on the register includes a member's name, registration number, previous names if known by the college, employment information, class of certificate of registration, general, inactive, or retired, discipline history if any, and any terms, conditions, and limitations imposed on their certificate of registration. The role of the college. One of the ways in which the college fulfills its public protection mandate is by setting entry to practice requirements. Only those with specialized educational qualifications are eligible for registration. The college sets minimum standards of professional and ethical practice by requiring all members to follow the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. Members are also required to engage in ongoing learning and professional development through the Continuing Competence Program, known as the CCP. The college provides oversight through its rigorous complaints and discipline processes. These fair and transparent processes give the public a voice and ensure that any alleged misconduct of members is responded to appropriately. The Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. The Code of Ethics outlines the core values of the professions. Maintaining the best interest of clients, the intrinsic worth of all people, and maintaining confidentiality are a few of the values discussed in the Code of Ethics. The Standards of Practice set out minimum standards of professional and ethical practice and conduct for all members of the college. They also serve as a guide to assess professional behavior and practice in the context of complaints and discipline processes. The Standards of Practice are meant to be applied to members' practice in conjunction with any applicable legislation and using their professional judgment. The Standards of Practice are comprised of 8 principles. Principle 1. Relationship with clients states that clients and members jointly address relevant areas of concern to clients. Underpinning this principle is the belief that clients have the right and capacity to determine and achieve their goals and objectives. Principle 2. Competence and integrity underscores that college members must be committed to ongoing professional development and to maintain competence in their practice. Principle 3. Responsibility to clients requires college members to ensure that professional services are provided responsibly to those persons, groups, communities, or organizations seeking their assistance. Principle 4. The social work and social service work record sets standards for the record, commonly referred to as notes or documentation. Principle 5. Confidentiality requires college members to respect the privacy of clients by holding in strict confidence all information about clients and by complying with any applicable privacy and other legislation. Principle 6. Fees describes how, when setting or administering fee schedules for services performed, college members must inform clients fully about fees, charges, and collection procedures. Principle 7. Advertising requires college members to ensure that advertisements are compatible with the standards and ethics of the social work and social service work professions. Principle 8. Sexual misconduct prohibits college members from engaging in any behavior of a sexual nature with clients. The college's Continuing Competence Program, also known as the CCP. The CCP, which is based on an adult education model, is mandatory for all college members. The CCP encourages members to enhance their practice in an ongoing way and ensures that college members remain current and competent in their practice. It is another way that the college fulfills its mandate of public protection. As a new social worker or social service worker, you will encounter many ethical issues and challenging scenarios as part of your practice. Your participation in the CCP will help you to reflect on your practice, set and complete learning goals, and ensure that you continue to learn and develop as a professional. Members must follow 4 steps to complete the CCP on an annual basis. 1. Members must review the standards of practice and other required documents as indicated by the college. 2. Members must engage in a process of self-reflection and identify their strengths and opportunities for growth. 3. Members must complete a professional development plan by setting goals and carrying out learning activities based on their self-assessment. 4. Members are encouraged to work on their learning goals and complete their professional development plan throughout the year. They must then make a declaration indicating that they have participated in the CCP when they renew their membership each year. The idea of complaints and discipline processes may make some members or prospective members nervous. There's a different way of looking at these processes. However, inherent in the client and social work or social service work relationship is a power imbalance. One of the most important ways to ensure that clients have a voice is through complaints and discipline processes that are fair and transparent for all parties and provide an opportunity for clients to express their concerns. The college has due processes in place so that it can respond appropriately to allegations of unethical or unprofessional conduct. Registration with the college demonstrates your willingness to be accountable to your clients, the public, your employer, and the college. Anyone who has concerns about a member can make a complaint to the college. The complaint must be in writing, and the process is confidential. Members have an opportunity to respond to complaints made against them. Only the most serious complaints are referred on to discipline following a review by a screening committee. The discipline process is public, and decisions are published on the college website and in the college's prospective newsletter. This is intended to protect the public and to educate members. It's important to note that the vast majority of college members do not have complaints made against them. Being the subject of a complaint can be stressful, but it also presents an opportunity for members to reflect on their practice and demonstrate that they have used sound professional judgment and practiced in accordance with the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. Let's take a moment and review what we've discussed so far. The concept of professional regulation, the college's public protection mandate, how the college sets registration requirements and protects the titles, the role of the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice, the requirement for members to engage in ongoing professional development through the CCP, and the importance of oversight through the college's complaints and discipline processes. Now, we are going to discuss how you can apply to become a member of the college. Registration process. Now that you have some idea of the importance and value of registration, let's talk about how to register with the college. As you've heard, only those who meet specific registration requirements are eligible for registration. These requirements protect the public by ensuring that all members are qualified. The minimum educational requirement to register as a social worker is a Bachelor of Social Work degree from a program accredited by the Canadian Association for Social Work Education. The minimum educational requirement for registration as a social service worker is a social service work diploma from an approved College of Applied Arts and Technology. You'll find a list of approved and accredited programs on the college website. The college also has an alternate registration process known as the equivalency process. This equivalency application process is intended for those with a combination of academic qualifications and experience performing the role of a social worker or social service worker that are considered to be equivalent to either a social service work diploma or social work degree. Please note that diplomas from private career colleges do not meet the requirements for registration. Equivalency applications represent only a small number of applicants to the college. For more information, please visit the college website. The registration regulation sets out a number of other requirements for registration beyond the minimum educational requirements. To register with the college, you must also be able to speak and write either English or French with reasonable fluency, be a Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or authorized to practice social work or social service work under Canada's Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Disclose any current proceeding in relation to professional misconduct, incompetence or incapacity, and other similar proceeding, for example, a complaint or discipline proceeding in any jurisdiction. Disclose any findings of guilt in relation to criminal or other offenses. Transcripts must be sent directly to the college by the educational institution. In addition to providing your academic credentials, you will be required to fill out an application form, which can also be found on the college website. For all information related to the college's registration process, please visit the college website. New graduates. Registering new graduates is a priority for the college. There is a reduced registration fee for graduates of approved or accredited programs who apply for registration by December 31st of the year in which they graduate. New graduates then qualify for this reduced fee for the next 2 years, for a total of 3 years at the reduced rate. There is also a $100 non-refundable application fee which must accompany your application. The registration fee is prorated on a quarterly basis, meaning that if you register partway through the year, you will not pay the full fee. The value of membership with the college. By becoming a member of the college, you're demonstrating that you're professional, ethical, qualified, and accountable. You're saying something very important about yourself as a professional and about your chosen profession. When you join the college, you become a part of a community of peers who are dedicated to ethical and professional conduct, who practice according to agreed-upon minimum standards, and who continue to learn and develop as professionals. You also show the public that you are ethical, that you follow a code of ethics and standards of practice that they can access on the college website. Through registration with the college, you demonstrate that you are qualified, you have completed specialized training, and you remain qualified throughout your career by participating in the CCP and by engaging in ongoing professional development. And finally, you indicate that you're accountable to your clients, your employer, and the public through transparent oversight with the complaints and discipline processes. Why should I join? Joining the college is your next step in becoming a professional. You've done a lot of work to obtain your academic qualifications so that you can pursue a career that you're passionate about. Shouldn't you make sure you can use the title as well? The college is here to support you as you take this next step. As a member, you will have access to professional practice consultations and many other helpful college resources. College resources. The college has many resources to guide and support members in their practice. We've already discussed the standards of practice, which sets out the minimum standards for professional and ethical practice. The college also offers presentations for students and for college members in their workplaces, designed to help them manage challenging scenarios specific to their practice environment. College members can contact the Professional Practice Department to consult about practice dilemmas, discuss the various issues involved, and identify relevant standards of practice and other college resources in order to come to sound and ethical decisions. These resources include a guide to privacy legislation in Ontario called the PHIPA Toolkit, practice guidelines which identify best practices in specific areas of practice. Currently, there are practice guidelines on consent and confidentiality with children and youth, medication practices, custody and access assessments, and performing the Controlled Act of Psychotherapy. Practice notes, which are an educational tool to assist members in gaining a better understanding of how the standards of practice may apply to recurring practice issues and challenges. Themes for practice notes are determined from topics raised in practice consults with the professional practice department and from themes arising from complaints and discipline matters. All college resources, including the biannual Perspective newsletter, can be accessed on the college website. Every year, as part of the Glenda McDonald Educational Series, the college hosts an annual meeting and education day, known as AHMED, in Toronto, as well as educational forums across the province. Please watch this short video in which college members discuss the importance of registration with the college.
The Ontario College of Social Workers and Social Service Workers regulates the practice of social work and social service work. It also promotes excellence and ensures professional credibility.
There's a variety of things that we do as social workers, from advocacy to psychotherapy to mediation, case conferencing, professional development. It's just such a wonderful variety of things that we can do in this profession. It never gets boring, which is one of the reasons why I really love being a social worker.
Social service worker training is so broad that registered social service workers can work in so many different areas of that bigger social services umbrella. So anything from senior services to children's mental health, working with families, individuals.
Registration demonstrates to employers and clients that you're professional, ethical, qualified, and accountable.
Je crois que ce que ça m'apporte, c'est une certaine crédibilité. Nous sommes tous des professionnels, mais quand on est une travailleuse sociale inscrite, ce que ça veut dire, c'est que je dois suivre les normes de pratique, connaître mon champ d'application, avoir une certaine ouverture d'esprit par rapport à mon imputabilité envers mes clients.
Being professional, ethical, qualified, and accountable really means being the best professional, registered social service worker that I possibly can be. To me, it's a fabulous way to sum up the general principles of what we do on a day-to-day basis.
The college serves and protects the public interest by ensuring accountability for the thousands of social workers and social service workers in our province. Only registered members of the college may use the titles or represent themselves as a social worker or social service worker in Ontario. It's the law, and it's an important way the college protects the wide range of clients that members work with.
I take my profession seriously, and being regulated also gives me guidelines in which to work so that I know how to best service the clients in a professional manner.
People know that when you're registered, that you're dedicating yourself to this profession, and it's meaningful to have credibility as a social worker.
As a member of the college, you belong to a community of professionals and demonstrate your commitment to providing quality practice and responsible care. Visit us online to access the college's resource room for webcasts, articles, and other tools to support your practice.
Thank you for your time and attention. We hope that you found this presentation informative and helpful as you consider your next step. If you have any further questions, please contact the Professional Practice Department by email at practice@ocswssw.org.